Most people believe if you want something, you must chase it. But what if that belief is the very reason you keep losing what matters most? Have you ever tried to hold on to someone, an opportunity, or a moment, only to feel it slowly slip away, no matter how hard you tried? Here's the uncomfortable truth. What you chase runs, and what you align with stays. In Buddhism, this isn't failure, it's misalignment. Look at your own life. How much effort goes into things that still don't stay? This is the silent conflict within you, between control and trust. Your doorway to calm, clarity, and timeless Buddhist insight. In this video, you'll uncover why chasing blocks what's yours, how to stop it instantly, and the hidden law deciding what stays or leaves, including a powerful bonus lesson at the end that most people never discover. Stop gripping what was never rooted. Why does your heart panic at the thought of losing certain things, while other things feel quietly secure? Sit with this question for a moment. The answer is not outside you. It is hidden in a simple, uncomfortable truth. What feels fragile often was never deeply rooted within you. What you cling to reveals where you tremble, and so you grip tighter, believing effort will create permanence. But look closely. Has force ever created peace, or has it only created exhaustion? In the old teachings, there is a quiet observation. Suffering does not come from losing things. It comes from the fear of losing what we believe we cannot live without. You try to secure love, approval, success, holding them like water in a clenched fist. But the tighter you hold, the faster it slips away. This is not failure. This is revelation. It shows you what was never stable to begin with. So ask yourself gently, what in your life requires constant effort just to stay? And more importantly, why must it be forced at all? Look at your relationships, your goals, even your identity. Notice where you feel the need to constantly prove, chase, or fix. That tension you feel, it is not love. It is fear wearing the mask of attachment. Imagine holding sand in your palm. When you tighten your grip, it escapes. But when you soften your hand, some grains remain without struggle. This is the difference between control and alignment. So reflect honestly. Are you holding it, or is it holding your peace hostage? There is a quiet power in loosening your grip, not giving up, but stepping back into trust. What is truly meant for you does not demand your anxiety to exist. It does not ask you to shrink, to beg, or to constantly chase. It stays because it belongs, and what leaves was never yours to carry. If you relaxed your grip today, what truth would be revealed? The answer may unsettle you at first, but it will also set you free. So breathe and release, even if just a little. Let life show you what remains without force. Build a mind that is steady, not desperate. Because in the end, what is truly yours does not test your worth. It reveals your alignment. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're not sure what to say, just type, "My peace attracts everything." 2. You attract your state, not your desire. You say you want peace, yet your days are filled with noise. You say you want stability, yet your thoughts keep running toward fear. So pause here, honestly. What do you expect life to give back to you? There is a quiet law within you. Life does not respond to your wishes, it reflects your condition. And this is where many suffer, not because life denies them, but because their inner state cannot hold what they seek. Tell me, is your mind a place where peace would choose to stay? In the stillness of old wisdom, there is an image. A restless lake cannot reflect the moon, no matter how much it longs to. You may desire clarity, love, or success. But if your inner world is disturbed, what arrives will also be unstable. You chase outcomes, but ignore the state that creates them. And so, even when something good comes, it slips away, not because it wasn't meant for you, but because you were not ready to receive it. So ask yourself quietly, Is your inner state capable of holding what you desire? Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine your mind as water. See the ripples, restless thoughts, silent fears, constant overthinking. Now, instead of forcing stillness, just observe. Let the surface settle on its own. This is the practice. Not controlling life, but calming the space within you where life arrives. Because what stays with you is not what you chase. It is what resonates with who you are being. So reflect deeply. What are you unconsciously attracting right now? There is a turning point here, a truth many avoid. You do not need to become more desperate to receive. You need to become more aligned. If you are anxious, you attract uncertainty. If you are grounded, you attract stability. This is not punishment. It is reflection. Life is simply mirroring your inner condition with perfect honesty. And that may feel confronting, but it is also empowering. Because it means you are not powerless. You are shaping everything quietly from within. So instead of asking, "Why is this not staying?" begin asking, "Who must I become for it to stay?" Become the calm that no longer chases peace. Become the stability that no longer fears loss. And watch what happens. What is truly meant for you will no longer feel like something you must hold together. It will remain, because you have finally become a place where it can belong. 3. Chasing disturbs what is already moving toward you. Have you ever noticed the moment you stop trying so hard, something strange happens? Either it returns to you, or it disappears completely. And in that silence, a truth begins to rise. The more you interfere, the less you receive. This is not coincidence. This is the subtle law of life. You believe effort brings things closer, but sometimes your force is the very thing creating distance. So pause for a moment. What are you chasing right now, and why does it feel so exhausting? There is an image the wise often reflect on: chasing a butterfly. The faster you run, the further it escapes. But when you sit still, grounded and quiet, it may come to you without fear. This is how life moves. What is aligned with you does not need to be hunted. But when you chase from a place of fear, you disturb the natural flow. You send a message, not of readiness, but of lack. And life responds accordingly. So ask yourself gently, what if your effort is the very thing pushing it away? Close your eyes and picture yourself running endlessly toward approval, toward love, toward success. Feel the tension in your breath, the weight in your chest. Now, stop. Just stop. In that stillness, something unfamiliar appears. Space. And within that space, clarity begins to whisper. You realize not everything requires your force. Some things were already moving toward you until your fear interrupted the path. Can you feel the difference between movement and struggle? This is the turning point many never reach. They believe stopping means losing, but in truth, stopping reveals. It shows you what is truly yours, and what only stayed because you kept chasing it. When you release control, two things happen. What is not meant for you fades without resistance, and what is meant for you finds you without confusion. This is not passivity. This is trust in alignment. So reflect deeply. Can you trust stillness more than struggle? Take a breath and loosen your pursuit. Let your actions come from clarity, not desperation. Let your presence replace your pressure. Because what is truly meant for you does not need to be chased into your life. It arrives and it stays, without fear. And in that stillness, you will finally understand. What belongs to you moves toward you, the moment you stop running after it. 4. Letting go feels like falling, but it's correction. Why does letting go feel like losing everything? Even when a quiet part of you knows, it will bring peace. Sit with that tension. The mind resists release because it confuses emptiness with danger. The mind fears emptiness, but the soul calls it freedom. And so you hold on, not because it nourishes you, but because it feels familiar. But tell me honestly, is what you're holding bringing you peace or just preventing change? There is a subtle truth hidden in this pain. Release is not loss, it is correction. Like a bird clinging to a broken branch, afraid to let go. It feels like falling until it remembers it can fly. You are not losing ground. You are being asked to trust your wings. Yet the moment arrives and fear whispers, "What if nothing catches you?" So you stay even when staying hurts more than leaving. Ask yourself gently, what are you afraid will happen if you let go? Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine standing at the edge, holding something heavy, an attachment, a person, a version of your life that no longer fits. Feel its weight in your chest. Now, slowly release it. Notice what happens in your body. There is a brief moment of fear, and then something unexpected, a lightness. This is what you have been avoiding. Not loss, but relief. So reflect honestly. Is that fear real, or has your mind been protecting a story that no longer serves you? Here is the turning point. Letting go does not mean something was not meant for you. It means it has already fulfilled its purpose in your life, and holding on beyond that point creates suffering. What is truly aligned with you does not need to be gripped in fear. It stays because it belongs. And what leaves makes space for something that fits you more deeply. So ask yourself, what part of you might finally be free if you stopped resisting this release? Breathe into that space. Do not rush to fill it. Do not chase what just left. Stand in the quiet, even if it feels unfamiliar, because this is where realignment begins. This is where you return to yourself, and in time, you will see clearly. Letting go was never the fall you feared. It was the moment you stopped holding yourself back from becoming who you were meant to be. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're not sure what to say, just type, "My peace attracts everything." 5. Not everything that arrives is meant to stay. Why do you treat every connection as permanent, even when something inside you quietly knows it was only meant to pass through? Sit with that feeling. Not everything that arrives is meant to stay. And yet, you try to turn moments into forever, people into guarantees, experiences into identities. Some people enter your life as chapters, not conclusions. But when you resist this truth, suffering begins. So ask yourself honestly, who are you trying to turn into something permanent? Life moves in seasons, not certainties. Winter does not apologize for leaving, and spring does not beg to stay, yet you expect people, opportunities, even emotions to remain unchanged. You hold on to what has already completed its role and call it love, loyalty, or hope. But look closely. Is it still growing with you, or has it quietly stopped? The pain you feel is not always from loss. Sometimes it comes from holding on beyond the natural ending. So, reflect deeply. What lesson did they come to teach you? Imagine your life as a long path. People appear like travelers. Some walk beside you for miles, sharing laughter, pain, and meaning. Others only pass by, leaving behind a single sentence that changes everything, and a rare few remain. But confusion begins when you expect every traveler to stay until the end. This expectation blinds you. It turns gratitude into attachment. So, pause here. Can you see them clearly? Not as who you want them to be, but as who they truly were in your journey. This is where wisdom quietly enters. You do not lose people. You complete experiences. And completion does not always feel peaceful. It often feels like emptiness. But that emptiness is not punishment. It is space being made for what aligns with your next step. If you cling to what was only meant to teach you, you block what is meant to grow with you. So ask yourself gently, can you honor their role without needing their presence? Take a breath and release the demand for permanence. Let people be what they were meant to be in your life. Nothing more, nothing less. Carry the lesson, not the attachment. Because what is truly meant for you will not confuse you with endings. It will remain naturally, without resistance. And one day you will understand this deeply. Some connections were never meant to stay. They were meant to wake you up. 6. Emotional intensity is not alignment. You feel something deeply and you immediately believe it must be real. The rush, the urgency, the pull. It feels undeniable. But pause here. What if intensity is not truth, but a signal of something unsettled within you? What is real feels steady, not urgent. And yet you chase what overwhelms you, mistaking emotional fire for genuine connection. So, ask yourself honestly, does this bring you calm or chaos? There is a quiet misunderstanding many carry. They trust what feels strongest, not what feels stable. But look closely at your own experience. The things that shook you, consumed you, made you restless. Did they truly stay, or did they burn bright and disappear just as quickly? Like fire, intensity demands attention, but it cannot sustain itself. The sun, however, does not rush. It does not demand. It simply remains. So reflect gently. Are you drawn to what is steady or addicted to what is intense? Close your eyes for a moment. Recall something that once felt overwhelming, your thoughts racing, your heart heavy, your mind searching for answers. Now, bring to mind a moment of quiet peace. Notice the difference in your body. One tightens you, the other softens you. One creates urgency, the other creates space. This is your inner compass. Not every strong feeling is meant to be followed. Some are meant to be understood and released. So pause and ask yourself, what is this feeling truly asking from me? Here is the turning point. Emotional intensity often comes from fear. Fear of losing, fear of not being enough, fear of being alone. And when you act from that place, you create attachments that feel powerful but are not aligned. Truth does not shout. It does not rush you into decisions. It sits quietly, waiting for you to become still enough to recognize it. So, ask yourself deeply, what if peace, not passion, is the real sign of truth? Breathe and begin to trust what feels calm, even if it seems unfamiliar. Choose what steadies you, not what shakes you. Because what is truly meant for you will not confuse you with intensity. It will meet you in clarity, remain in stillness, and grow without force. And in that quiet presence, you will realize truth does not overwhelm you. It gently stays. 7. Control is a disguised form of fear. Why do you try to control everything? Every outcome, every response, every uncertain moment. Sit with this quietly. Beneath the need to control, there is something softer and more honest. Fear. Control is fear wearing the mask of strength. You tell yourself you are being careful, responsible, prepared, but look closer. Are you at peace, or are you constantly bracing for what might go wrong? So ask yourself gently, what are you trying to control right now, and what are you afraid will happen if you don't? There is an image to reflect on. Imagine gripping a steering wheel tightly during a storm, your hands tense, your breath shallow, your mind racing. Does your grip calm the storm, or does it only exhaust you further? Life moves with its own rhythm, unpredictable, shifting beyond your command. And yet you tighten your hold, believing control will protect you, but in truth, it only deepens your anxiety. So pause. Do you trust life, or only your effort? Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine placing your worries into a flowing river. Each fear, each what if, each need to control, set it gently on the surface. Watch as the current carries it away without your interference. Notice the resistance inside you, the urge to reach back and grab it again. This is the habit of control, not because it helps you, but because it feels familiar. So, reflect honestly. What would happen if you released control, even just a little? Here is the turning point. Control does not create safety, it creates tension. And tension blocks clarity. When you are always trying to manage outcomes, you lose connection with the present moment, where real decisions are made. Trust, on the other hand, does not mean doing nothing. It means acting with clarity, and then allowing life to respond without force. It means understanding that what is truly meant for you does not require constant manipulation to stay. Take a slow breath and loosen your grip. Let your actions come from steadiness, not fear. You are not here to control every wave. You are here to learn how to stand within them, because in the end, what belongs in your life does not need to be controlled into place. It remains because it aligns. And when you finally trust that, something shifts. You stop fighting life and start moving with it. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're not sure what to say, just type, "My peace attracts everything." 8. What leaves was never anchored within you. If something truly belonged to you, could it be taken so easily? Sit with that question without rushing to answer. Because what you often call loss is not always something being taken from you, it is something being revealed to you. What is yours cannot be removed, only revealed. And yet, when something leaves, your first instinct is to hold tighter, to question your worth, to wonder what you did wrong. But pause. What if it left because it was never anchored within you to begin with? Think of a tree standing in a storm. The wind does not decide which tree falls, it only exposes the depth of its roots. A tree with shallow grounding collapses under pressure, but the one rooted deeply remains, even when everything around it shakes. This is how life works within you. When something leaves easily, it does not mean you were not enough. It means the connection itself lacked depth. So ask yourself honestly, what in your life lacks deep roots, yet you keep trying to protect? Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine your life as a forest. Some trees stand tall, steady, unmoved by the wind. Others lean, fragile, barely holding their place. Notice which ones demand your constant attention and which ones simply exist without effort. This is your truth, shown without words. Not everything close to you is truly connected to you. Proximity can feel like permanence, but they are not the same. So reflect deeply. Are you mistaking presence for belonging? Here is the quiet turning point. When something unrooted leaves, it creates space, not emptiness. Space for what can grow stronger, deeper, more aligned with who you are becoming. But if you cling to what was unstable, you block that growth. You keep yourself tied to something that cannot withstand life's natural movement. So ask yourself gently, what truly feels unshakable within you, even when everything else changes? Take a slow breath and allow the fallen to remain fallen. Do not rush to rebuild what was never stable. Instead, focus on strengthening your own roots, your clarity, your peace, your inner steadiness. Because what is truly meant for you does not disappear in the wind. It stays quietly, without struggle. And one day, you will see clearly, what left was never yours to lose. It was only yours to understand. 9. Stillness is where truth becomes visible. You keep moving, thinking clarity will meet you somewhere ahead. But what if your movement is the very thing blinding you? Sit with this gently. You search, you analyze, you distract yourself, yet the answers feel distant. In silence, truth does not speak, it appears. And still, you avoid stillness. Because in stillness, there is nothing to hide behind. So pause here, honestly. When was the last time you sat with yourself without reaching for something to escape? There is a simple image to understand this. Imagine muddy water in a glass. If you keep shaking it, it remains cloudy. But when you set it down, Untouched, undisturbed, the mud slowly settles and the water becomes clear on its own. This is your mind. Not broken, not lost, just constantly stirred. And the more you try to force clarity, the more you disturb it. So ask yourself quietly, what truths are you avoiding through constant distraction? Close your eyes for a moment. Sit without doing anything. No fixing, no planning, no chasing answers. Just observe your thoughts as they rise and fall. Like dust floating in a still room. At first, it may feel uncomfortable, even restless. But stay. Beneath that restlessness, something deeper begins to reveal itself. Not through effort, but through absence of effort. Can you feel it? That subtle shift from noise to awareness. Here is the turning point many never allow themselves to reach. Stillness is not emptiness, it is exposure. It shows you what is real, what is forced, what is aligned, and what is not. In movement, you can pretend. In silence, you cannot. And that truth can feel confronting. But it is also freeing, because once you see clearly, you no longer chase what confuses you. You naturally move toward what feels steady, honest, and true. So, reflect deeply. What becomes clear when you stop moving? Take a slow breath, and allow stillness to enter your life, even in small moments. Sit with your thoughts, not against them. Let clarity come to you, instead of running after it. Because what is truly meant for you does not hide in chaos. It reveals itself in calm, steady awareness. And in that silence, you will finally understand. Truth was never far from you. It was waiting for you to become still enough to see it. 10. The need to chase comes from inner emptiness. Why do you chase so relentlessly, even when it drains you? Sit with that question without judgment. Beneath every pursuit, there is a quiet belief. I am not complete without this. And so, you run. Toward people, toward success, toward validation, hoping something outside you will finally fill what feels empty inside. You chase what you believe completes you. But pause here. Has anything you chased ever stayed long enough to make you feel whole? There is an ancient image of a hungry spirit, always consuming, never satisfied. No matter how much it takes in, the hunger remains. This is what chasing becomes when it is rooted in emptiness. You achieve something, and for a moment, there is relief. Then, the mind searches again. More, better, different. Not because you are lacking, but because you believe you are. So, reflect honestly. What do you believe this next thing will give you that you do not already have? Place your hand on your chest for a moment. Feel your breath, steady and quiet. In this exact moment, nothing is missing. No future achievement, no external approval is required for this breath to exist. And yet, your mind moves away from this truth, pulling you into imagined gaps and unmet desires. This is the illusion. Not that you need more, but that you have forgotten what is already here. So ask yourself gently, is what you seek truly absent or simply unnoticed within you? Here is the turning point. Wholeness does not come from acquiring, it comes from recognizing. When you begin to feel complete within yourself, the need to chase begins to dissolve. You still act, you still grow, you still move forward, but not from lack. From clarity, from alignment, from a quiet knowing that your value is not waiting somewhere in the future. It is already present, waiting to be acknowledged. Take a slow breath and soften the urge to pursue what promises to complete you. Instead, return to yourself. Strengthen your inner steadiness, your awareness, your sense of enoughness. Because what is truly meant for you is not something you must chase to feel whole. It will meet you when you no longer need it to complete you, and in that moment you will understand deeply, nothing real was ever missing, only your recognition of it. 11. What is meant for you requires no performance. Why do you try so hard to be accepted, shaping your words, adjusting your behavior, becoming what you think others need? Sit with that gently. Beneath the effort, there is a quiet fear. If I am truly myself, I may not be chosen. And so you perform, you become agreeable, impressive, careful. But ask yourself honestly, has that performance brought you peace or only temporary approval? What stays does not demand you to become someone else. There is a simple truth many overlook. What is meant for you does not require constant adjustment. It does not ask you to shrink, to prove, or to hide parts of yourself. Like a key fitting effortlessly into a lock, there is no force, no struggle, no confusion. But when something requires you to keep changing just to be accepted, it is not alignment. It is effort trying to replace truth. So pause here. Where in your life are you performing instead of simply being? Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine removing every layer of pretense. No trying to impress, no fear of judgment, no need to control how others see you. Just you, honest, unfiltered, present. Now notice what remains around you. What stays without your effort? What feels natural, steady, and calm? This is your answer. Not everything will remain, and that may feel uncomfortable. But what leaves was never connected to your truth in the first place. So, reflect deeply. Who stays when you stop trying? Here is the turning point. Performance creates fragile connections. They depend on how well you maintain the image. But authenticity creates permanence. It invites what truly resonates with who you are, not who you pretend to be. And yes, it requires courage because you must face the possibility of rejection. But in that honesty, something powerful happens. You stop abandoning yourself to be accepted by others. Take a slow breath and begin to return to who you are without decoration. Speak honestly, act naturally. Let your presence be enough, because what is truly meant for you will not be confused by your authenticity. It will recognize it and remain. And one day you will see clearly what required you to perform was never meant to stay, but what accepts you as you are was always meant to find you. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're not sure what to say, just type, "My peace attracts everything." Bonus. Nothing external is yours, only your awareness is. If nothing outside can truly be kept, then what is actually yours? Sit with this question, not as an idea, but as a direct experience. Everything you hold on to, people, achievements, identities, even your own emotions, they come, they change, they leave. Everything you see will pass, except the one who sees. And yet you build your sense of self on what is constantly moving. So tell me, what remains when everything else changes? There is a quiet image to understand this. The sky does not resist the clouds. Storms pass through it. Sunlight fills it. Darkness covers it. But the sky itself remains untouched. Your awareness is like that. Thoughts come, emotions rise, attachments form and dissolve, but something within you is simply watching, unmoved, constant. You are not the chaos you experience. You are the space in which it appears. So pause here. Who are you without everything you are holding on to? Close your eyes for a moment. Notice your thoughts moving one after another. Notice your emotions shifting in your body. Now ask yourself softly, who is aware of all this? Not the thoughts themselves, not the feelings, but the one observing them. Rest your attention there. This is not something you need to create. It has always been present, quietly witnessing every moment of your life. So reflect deeply. Can you rest in that awareness, even for a few seconds? Here is the turning point. When you begin to anchor yourself in awareness, everything else loses its grip on you. You no longer depend on external things to feel complete, because you are rooted in something that does not come and go. This is where true peace begins, not by controlling life, not by holding on to what changes, but by recognizing what within you never does. And from this place, you engage with life freely, without fear of loss. Take a slow breath and return to that still presence within you. Let everything else move as it will. You do not need to chase, control, or hold tightly anymore, because what is truly yours was never outside you to begin with. And when you realize this, not just in thought, but in experience, you become unshakable, like the sky, untouched, open, and free. Quick summary of the principles. Attachment exposes instability. What you fear losing reveals where you are emotionally dependent, not where you are truly secure. Anything that demands constant effort to maintain is already unstable within you. Clinging creates pressure, and pressure slowly weakens what you're trying to protect. True belonging feels natural, not forced or constantly defended. Being over-wanting, your life reflects your internal state, not your external desires. If your mind is restless, nothing stable can remain with you for long. Desire without inner alignment creates cycles of gain and loss. To keep what you want, you must first become it internally. Force creates resistance. Chasing disrupts natural flow and creates unseen resistance in your life. When you stop forcing, reality reveals what is truly aligned with you. Effort driven by fear often pushes things further away. What is meant for you does not require struggle to stay. Release is realignment. Letting go feels painful because the mind equates release with loss. In truth, releasing what burdens you restores your inner balance. Holding on to the wrong things drains your clarity and energy. Freedom begins the moment you stop resisting what needs to leave. Some are lessons, not destinations. Not everything that enters your life is meant to remain permanently. Temporary connections serve a purpose in your growth and awareness. Confusing presence with permanence leads to unnecessary suffering. Understanding this allows you to appreciate without attachment. Calm signals truth. True alignment feels peaceful, not emotionally overwhelming. Intensity often comes from insecurity, not genuine connection. What is right for you brings stability and quiet confidence. Peace is a more reliable signal than emotional excitement. Trust over control. The need to control arises from fear of uncertainty. Trying to control everything creates mental exhaustion and tension. Trust allows life to unfold without constant resistance. Letting go of control opens space for clarity and ease. Loss reveals misalignment. What leaves your life was not deeply rooted within you. Loss is not failure. It is a sign of mismatch or imbalance. Trying to hold on to what is not aligned creates more suffering. What truly belongs to you remains without constant struggle. Silence reveals alignment. Clarity emerges when the mind is still and undistracted. Constant activity prevents you from seeing reality clearly. Stillness allows truth to surface without confusion. In silence, you recognize what truly matters and what doesn't. Wholeness ends. Pursuit. The urge to chase comes from feeling incomplete within yourself. Believing something external will complete you creates endless desire. When you feel whole, the need to pursue fades naturally. Inner completeness brings stability and lasting contentment. Authenticity attracts permanence. What is truly meant for you does not require you to change who you are. Pretending to be someone else creates unstable connections. Genuine alignment happens when you are fully authentic. What stays in your life will accept you as you are. Inner stillness is permanent. Everything external is temporary and subject to change. The only constant is your awareness and inner presence. Relying on external things creates instability and fear. True security comes from connecting with your inner self. You were never meant to control life. you were meant to understand it. The deeper truth within Buddhism is simple yet difficult to accept. Everything you chase runs from your fear, and everything that stays responds to your inner clarity. When you stop seeking validation, forcing outcomes, and clinging to what feels uncertain, something powerful happens. You return to yourself. And in that return, life no longer feels like a struggle to hold on, but a quiet unfolding of what naturally belongs. In Zen philosophy, nothing is truly yours, yet nothing is ever missing. This is the paradox that frees you. When you release the illusion of control, you discover a deeper stability that cannot be taken away. So don't ask, will this stay? Instead, ask, am I aligned enough for what stays to feel effortless? Now, pause for a moment. If you stopped chasing everything today, who would you be and what would remain? If this message resonated with you, take a moment to like and share this video and share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more powerful insights on living a peaceful, aligned life.